Okay, first things first, I bought these headsets. Talking is hard. I can't really hear myself because I have these things in and my voice is all weird sounding. Okay, but anyway, all right, so. What's up guys, my name is Jeremy with thewarriorsolution.com. In this video we're taking a look at the Axil Ghost Strike Extreme Earbuds. If you're like me, you've been seeing ads for these things all over Facebook and Instagram recently, and they look pretty cool. So I decided to pick a pair up myself and do this review to see if they actually are worth it or if it's just hype to take your money. Let's find out. Alright, first things first, I bought these earbuds myself with my own money. I am not sponsored by Axil. They did not send them to me for free or anything like that. In theory, the idea is really cool. I love the idea of, having very small electronic earbuds you can put in your ears that amplify normal speech and things like that, and then cut off gunshot noises and other loud noises. Awesome idea. These are also Bluetooth compatible, so you can listen to music, take calls, and things like that as well. Again, awesome idea. So how are they in reality? Unfortunately, Axil didn't quite nail it with these. They're okay in a lot of different ways, but they're not excellent in any one way. Going over the different features of the earbuds, the noise canceling aspect is pretty good. They are essentially like foamies if you use the foam tips or traditional rubber, earplugs, in-ear earplugs. They cut out noise pretty effectively overall. They sit in your ears and it goes around the back of your ear. Some things I don't like about the design is the fact that there's the wire that connects both sides in the back, as well as the two little, little chunks that are part of that equation. These things here. Not a fan of that at all. Obviously that's part of how the headset works, but overall it's sort of annoying to be honest, having that back there. I feel like I have a ponytail or something, so I found myself basically taking my hat off, folding that up, and then putting my hat on over that to keep it up off my back and things. These little dangly bits here, they get in the way quite a bit if you're wearing things like body armor. Anything where you're turning your head a lot and this is swishing back and forth on your neck. Over time, it gets pretty annoying pretty quickly. One of the big advantages of using the Axil Ghost Strike Extremes over something like these is obviously these are much lower profile and they do not interact as much with messing up your cheek weld or breaking the seal of your hearing protection as you shoulder rifles. As you can see here, as I shoulder my rifle, the stock is interacting with the Howard Leight muffs and actually breaking the seal ever so slightly as I bring the rifle up to fire. And here with the Axil Ghost Strike Extreme headset, obviously it's out of the way, it's in my ear, and the wire is going around behind the back of my neck and is relatively out of the way. So that is definitely one advantage of using the Axil Ghost Strikes over more traditional, over-the-ear style muffs. They are a lot lower profile and they stay out of your way a lot more effectively. So the controls for the Axil Ghost Strike Extreme is relatively straightforward. On your right side, for your right ear, you have your on and off switch. So you press and hold the middle switch in order to turn the unit on and off. That will also initiate the connecting process for connecting new devices. And then you have your plus and minus buttons for controlling your audio, as well as play, pause, and skipping tracks. As you look at the earbuds and inspect them for the first time, they look a little bit strange, and how the heck do I put these on? It took me a second to figure it out, but basically one way that I remember is the side with the Axil branding is the right. So I take it back over my head and then loop over the ear and then just push that in ever so slightly, and then it basically just rests in my ear. I don't have to, squeeze the tip and push it in and wait for it to expand or anything like that. It just basically just presses in place like so. So here I have hearing protection on. I don't have anything turned on as far as noise amplification or anything like that. So it is definitely cutting down, the ambient noise levels. These are hearing safe for shooting firearms and things like that, like you just saw. And the noise cutoff limit is effective, right? So as I was shooting, the noise amplification did turn off and it became hearing safe for me, which is good, obviously. So when I switch hearing amplification on my left side here, just moving the switch forward, right now I have it on the loudest volume, and my voice sounds real kind of scratchy and a little bit rough. It's not super terribly awfully bad, but it's not really crisp either. And I unfortunately get that same sort of audio distortion when I'm speaking with other people. So yes, I can hear better, but my hearing is degraded because the quality of the sounds coming in is not as high, if that makes sense. So just for giggles, I have played with audio levels at this point so that you are essentially hearing what the headset or the earbuds sound like to me. I'm not an audio engineer, so I can't tell you, specific levels and hertz ranges and things like that. All I can do is basically play around with the noise levels that I have in my editing software to make it sound like how I perceive it as sounding. So you be the judge. This is not actual audio recording from the Axil Ghost Strike Extremes themselves. This is just my rendition. Moving on to the audio portion as far as music. These are Bluetooth compatible, so you can connect them to any smartphone, iOS, Android device, and listen to your favorite music, podcasts, and things like that with them. Overall, they sound okay. The biggest complaint I have with the music quality coming from these is there is a serious lack of bass. It's very flat and no bass whatsoever, which is unfortunate. Most of the time it's not a huge deal because I don't really listen to a lot of real bass heavy music, but if you do, you will definitely notice that these definitely do not bump like they should, in my mind anyway. Phone calls, the quality is decent but nothing special. It's kind of a check in the box. It can make and receive phone calls, but it's nothing to write home about. The fit and everything in your ear is actually pretty good. The problem is that if you move around a lot, because the headset is actually attached in the back, all this extra weight and everything kind of flops around a lot, especially if you wear these when you're jogging. I've spent a decent amount of time wearing these jogging and working out and other things. Basically, these shake around in the back, which obviously translates to the front in your ears, which loosens the seal, and I find myself constantly trying to push them back in place as I'm jogging. Now granted, these are not really advertised as, exercise earbuds. They're more advertised as shooting earbuds. So in a shooting scenario like we have here on the range, they're okay, but again, they're not superb or not great in any one particular area. Can we switch ear pro real quick? Basically, the whole gist of the Axil Ghost Strike Extreme headset is it's okay in all the different areas that it is designed to do, but it is not awesome in any one particular area. It's a miss in my book, and overall I would give them basically a 3, maybe 3.5 out of 5. Again, the idea is awesome. I love the idea of having very small in-ear electronic hearing protection that amplifies, speech and things like that, and then cuts shooting noises down, as well as obviously being able to listen to music and use them as Bluetooth earbuds and things like that. However, having the two buds connected to each other with this, crazy ponytail thing and these two bricks that dangle around on your neck, it's not super pleasant. There are better options out there. As far as the Axil Ghost Strike Extreme earbuds, I personally would recommend that you pass on those for now until they improve the technology they're using with them. Possibly a later iteration will be a little bit better, but for now, I would personally pass on these.